be very patient when it comes to doing eyeshadow because you can look crazy. Like, you can really look crazy. But again, you can go in as much as you want. You can apply more product if you need to, just as I'm doing right now. There's no rules to it. You can do it to your satisfaction. Like, do it until you're happy. Pack it on if you need to. Okay. So now we're getting into the fun parts, or at least to me. So we're starting with highlight. I am placing this concealer, which is the same as my skin tone. Under my eyes, I am doing the trick or hack that many of us have learned from TikTok, where you instantly get a facelift, honey. So I am pulling that concealer upward. I don't like to use too much product for anything. Like, I just don't feel like feeling like I have a bunch of product on my face. So I keep it very light. So I put it under my eyes. I do our very inexpensive facelift, honey. And then I go in and I search for areas on my face that I feel are imperfect, I guess you can say, so that I can go ahead and cover those babies up. So it's usually the corners of my mouth, the area that I'm doing right now. That's my birthmark. I do not like it, so I try and cover it up um, as often as I can. And again, just any little dark marks or blemishes, I go ahead and apply that concealer onto. Some people like to blend with a beauty blender, and some use brushes. For me, I feel like I like the finish of the brushes for now, because I remember a time where I would only use beauty blender. So just find whatever works for you. You may go between the two, but I'm using a brush. I did let my concealer sit just a few minutes to warm up to my skin so that it is easier and the coverage is more full. So I began to blend out the corners of my mouth or the lower part of my face first, just to allow the concealer under my eyes to sit just a little bit longer. And then I will go in and blend out the out outer the outside of where the concealer is. I don't start directly in the center. I try to blend out those um, edges first, and so that the concealer directly under my eye is still providing that coverage that I need. The next step is contouring. This is like my favorite part. Like, I love contouring, bronzing. Like, I just love bringing that warmth back into the face. Like, I feel like that makes the look highlight too. But if that contour isn't balanced, that highlight gonna look crazy, girl. So I am using the Fenty matchstick in the shade Truffle. So I am starting somewhat at under my cheekbone and then going upward, because remember, we're doing a facelift. And then I apply some to my forehead and then the lower part of my face, just to give it that sculpting. Like, I don't know, I feel like that does something. I don't know if y'all can see it. I started doing this thing where I go under my lip, because I don't know why it gives like the lips, like, or the mouth, like this protrusion that it's just so, I don't know, I'm here for it. I like it. I don't remember where I got that from, but I like it. I'm then bringing that contour cream down the bridge of my nose, not all the way, but you can see. Off camera, I decided to go in with a very light concealer, a shade lighter than the one that I put on the bottom, because that one is my skin tone. So I went in with one that was about 2 or maybe 3 shades lighter, and I applied just a little bit under my eyes, as you can see there. And then I put some onto an angled brush and brought it down the bridge of my nose, and just a little bit right there on my forehead. It's just because I wanted a little bit more brightness. I didn't feel that this was enough for the look that I was going for. So after letting that cream contour sit a little bit, I am going in with this very dense brush, and I am dabbing. Like, I'm not swiping, wiping. I'm like just dabbing into my skin, and then I'm doing it like an upward flicking motion, because you want to control that concealer where it goes. I told you guys I love contouring. Like, this my favorite part. So I am again going in a dabbing upward motion and also flicking it upward so that it's not spreading downward. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Blending in my jawline because I told y'all that helps with the sculpting. It gives me that look that I want, honey. Okay. So, when I am contouring or bronzing my forehead or my hairline, you have to be very careful because you don't want that separation when you take off your headscarf or whatever, and you can see like the contouring, and then your hairline is like way lighter. So you want to always brush towards your hair when you're blending out your contour. As you can see, I took my beauty blender this time to go ahead and blend in that lighter shade of concealer that I added. You see the difference? Yeah, that's what I was going for. So it only required a small amount of concealer. You don't have to, overdo it. So just those two dabs get started to give me that look that I wanted. I'm going underneath the concealer. I'm sorry, under the contour that I just did because I'm like trying to clean it up because I get out of hand with the contour. I'm gonna be honest, but I like it and it's my face, so I could do what I want to do. Now I'm blending in the bridge of my nose and that little bit that I put on my forehead between my eyebrows, just to bring in, that brightness all over. This angled brush here, I use this to blend out the contour on my nose. I find it easier to go in an upward motion to blend it out, and then I kind of like swipe it down the sides of my nose so that it's not a harsh line. As I told you guys, contouring is my favorite. So a snatched nose, jawline, forehead, all of that, like that is what I do my makeup for, just so that I'm able to contour. Like, I just have so much fun doing this. It's probably the easiest step if you ask me, but maybe not. So I'm taking my NARS concealer. You see that little bit? That's all you need. Well, I told you guys, I don't like a lot of product. So I put a little bit on my hand and then I dabbed it in those areas underneath my contour. The rest of my face is pretty much covered. It either has concealer or contour already, but I didn't have anything right here in this area of my between my jaw and my cheek. Like, I usually don't put anything there. I used to, and I still do sometimes, apply foundation like all over my face before I start to highlight and contour. But again, I don't like a lot of product, so I felt that doing it this way, it gives me that look that I want and the feeling that I want. So it's all up to you, and it's all up to your skin. If you take care of your skin, you do not have to apply a full face of foundation underneath. But if you want that extra glam flawless look, then yeah, you probably do need to. But my skin has been doing what I needed to do lately, so all I need is that one pump. I know the girls love a good bake, but I'm kind of pulling away from that. So I have some Laura Mercier setting powder. I put a little in the cap and using a damp beauty blender, the same one that I blended in that second concealer with, and I'm pushing that into my skin, firmly pushing it into my skin so that it's not running anywhere, it's not excessive, giving me a very cakey look later. Like, just press it right on in to your skin so that it can settle. I can't remember who it was that said with eyeshadow, whatever you do to the top, you need to do to the bottom or you're going to look crazy. And I'm starting to see that now. So if I do apply color shadow, even if it's a neutral color, I try and go down under my eye and do the same thing. So I'm going into that pink. This was the second pink that we put on the outer corners. Um, I'm going ahead and rubbing that down underneath my eye, and as you can see, it's kind of bringing the eye together as like one full look. Like, it's really making that color pop, and that's what I'm here for. I'm bringing it out at the corners where, where we got our eye lift going on. Yeah, so that we can have that snatch look. This NYX pencil, I feel like when you rub this in your waterline, like, you can't do it with every look because it's just not for that. But when you have a very bright look, it just makes your eyes look bigger, bolder, just so pretty to me. So I'm rubbing that into my waterline. You see the difference? It just made my eyes look so much brighter. taking my Juvia's Place palette. Here go my bronzer. I told y'all this is my favorite. So I mixed the both of them together and then just lightly tap. Still going in the upward motion, just lightly tapping. So you see how it's bringing that color back to my face? So we know that we did the cream contour, but you couldn't really see it, like it was going away. But now it's coming back, like it's providing that warmth back into my face, and I absolutely love it. I'm applying that bronzing powder to every area that I applied that cream contour. I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place blush palette volume 2. I'm using the lighter shade, which has an orange hue or undertone to it, so it gives my face some more color that I love. So I'm putting it directly above where we place the bronzing powder, and as you can see, it just, oh girl, it the girls who get it, the ones who don't. A lot of us, when we're beginning makeup, we skip this step a lot. So finishing powder is so important. If you're using cream product, you need to go over the areas of your face where you apply that cream product and finish it off with a powder. Like, you just have to. It just melts into your skin better. Like, you'll see, like, hours later how much better your face looks with a finishing powder versus not having applied a finishing powder. Okay, so y'all know what time it is. When them lashes come on, it's over. When them lashes come on, it's over. So these lashes are from my line, Velux Lifestyle. If you want to purchase, you can email me, find me on Instagram, send me a message or whatever. Like, I still sell them, but I kind of took a break from the e-commerce world just because I wanted to rebrand a little bit. But I still have my lashes available and they are for sale. This one is in the style KB. K like kangaroo, B like boy. So if those are what you're looking for, just let me know. So I like to, and I should have did this in the beginning of my routine. I love to apply chapstick to my lips while I make up my face because I don't know, that moisture just helps me. I don't know, it pulled my look together. So I'm taking this Expresso lip liner and I am overlining my lips. Something else that I learned on TikTok. So overlining your lips allows you to get a more fuller look. So although Kylie had work, baby be overlining her lips too. Be drawn damn near to her nose trying to get a fuller lip. But I'm here for it. I like it. I like it. So again, you want to take your time when you're lining your lips. You want to use a shade that isn't too bold, depending on the lip color that you're going for, because you don't want to look like, you back in 1992 with that very dark straight line lip, and that's not what we gonna do. NYX or NYX, whatever it is, they are really that girl. Like, when it comes to drugstore makeup, like, it's just so many things, so many products of theirs that I use. So this lip lingerie is in the shade Baby Doll. So I am gently patting this onto my lips within the lip liner. I'm not placing it on top because I'm trying to keep control of it. This stuff can get very heavy, and it dries matte, so you want to be careful where you put it or like it'll look crazy. So I blot my lips, I don't rub them, especially when I'm using a matte product, because again, like, wherever it dries, that's where it's going to stay. So it's giving a very light baby pink look, and again, it's going to finish matte. Remember, I applied the chapstick, so it's giving it a little moisture and taking a bit longer to dry down, but that's okay. That's kind of what I wanted to happen. Now this Maybelline highlighter, I felt like I wanted to use this because it's more like a rose gold finish, and sometimes I use a brush to apply it, but a lot of times I use my finger because I just love the way that it applies to my skin when I use my finger. I don't know, like, I don't know, like I have more control. I can pick up how much I want. I don't know. So yeah, I put that on the bridge of my nose, tip of my nose, my cupid's bow, and just the corner of my cheekbones, or the upper part of my cheekbones. So you may not see it here. You can see it depending on how I angle, but in the sunlight, it's everything. It's giving, right? It's giving. Oh, okay. What happened? For those of you that were blessed with moles on your face, when you get your makeup done or when you finish doing your makeup, honey, put them moles back. God gave you those, honey. Let them shine. Put them moles back. I have two, but I usually only do this one because the other one is so small. But I love when I do this look because it just makes my face pop. This is a clear gloss, just a regular clear gloss that I got from MAC. You don't have to get it from MAC. It can be any clear gloss, but like I said, the NYX Lingerie was going to dry matte, so I know I wanted a glossy finish. Girl, you know you be feeling yourself when you do your face. Like, okay, I did that. I had to get me a couple selfies in. You know, the lighting was right. Um, Even though we all know, like, once that makeup set, that's when you get the real good pictures. But I had to get a few for now. Oh yes, and the setting spray. This is a Morphe Mist setting spray. Spray that on there and let it dry down. And go over it with a beauty blender just to press everything in place. That's my recommendation. I didn't put it on camera, but that is my recommendation to you all. I hope that everyone enjoyed watching this video. I hope that you try this look. If you do, please tag me in the pictures or your videos so that I can see. And happy Valentine's Day, ladies.